Yo, what's up? You know who it is. Yours truly. Now, as promised, we're going to tell you what really went down during the season with the Los Angeles Lakers and with Austin Reaves. I want to say shouts out to all the Patreons out there. If you're a free member out there and you just happen to come by a clip of this, what the hell are you waiting for to sign up? That is the dumbest thing ever. Should have been signed up. It's like, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Now, anyway, to get to the new point that we want to bring into existence here, we just want everybody to understand that Austin Reaves' situation has been going on due to my knowledge of basketball relationship with Aaron Riley, watching him scout players, as many as he could. Some guys from here, from Chicago, who went out there to participate in some of the runs to try to find an agent that ended up playing overseas. And he has quite a good, record with sending players overseas and working with those guys. This is his first guy he ever really gotten to the NBA. So we are very, pleasant to have these conversations with people. Now, the guys that work out with Austin Reaves in the off season, some of the guys that's on his team, we're in communication a lot. And what was going on with the scenes behind with the Lakers this off season, it went in from last season as well. And the situation was this. I know you guys are familiar with LeBron James' stature as a basketball player, right? You already know that and what he brought to the table. When they brought in Luka Doncic to the Lakers, this was a league done and conducted by the National Basketball Associations because they feel this gives them the best opportunity to win. Whenever you see this team go through such a dynamic or a shift, it's only because they feel this gives us the best opportunity to win. That's it. That's the only reason why, right? Plus, we need a superstar on the team, and LeBron James is not the guy that's packing them in anymore. People were not buying tickets to see the Lakers games. The Lakers weren't pulling in sellouts to see LeBron anymore. LeBron and AD, that thing that ran its course, and they were losing money on the tickets. So the guy named who is, what's his name? It's a French guy. Well, anyway, one of the governors that owned the Lakers, they were in this negotiations to sell to the Dodgers owner, and all of this talk was going on. All of these people were having their discussions, and they were saying they wanted to buy the Lakers. But they did not want to acquire it with LeBron James. They didn't know, about this guy, and they've been talking with people who they would want on this team. And Jenny Buss was reluctant because she's such a staple. She's such a face. If she's not there, what people are going to think about the organization, and they might lose the trust. And they said, well, we can keep you as a governor of the team, but we don't really need anybody else. So, she fought for Rob Pelinka's job as general manager, but he's a general manager by commission, which means he will answer to this other guy that they have that's there. And they both would have to agree before a decision is made that the Dodgers owner really wants to have happen. So that came the situation to deal with. Now, what became an ongoing problem that many did not see or understand or even take into consideration was the simple fact that you had people who were not trying to make this thing grow. A lot of people were very upset, and it took a lot of negotiation and talking, but the Rambuses are out. Um, this is a whole new organization that's being ran, and the only person that's still around is Jenny Buss as a governor, as they're bringing in their own people to run the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, once the trade for Luka Doncic was completed, transitioning LeBron out was the next step. Once the offseason came and they brought in Rich Paul and LeBron to have the conversation, and it was Rob Pelinka, Jenny Buss on the phone, and the Dodgers owner, the representative rather for the Dodgers, he was there in the room also. LeBron James was told that they weren't going to be extending him past this season. They were going to pay him out his $50 million if he opted in, but they weren't going to go into a renegotiation. LeBron wanted to know why. What was the point? He felt this can be continued. LeBron thought, hey, this is a mistake. We can fix all of this. There's not a problem. And like we can compete and win a championship. You know, looking at the Lakers roster, you're like, what are we doing here? Now, if we're looking at the situation that other people don't see or understand, it's like the Lakers are going completely Euro. If you don't understand what's happening here, the Lakers are going to look like the whitest team, and like they're going to look like the Utah Jazz. They got a great draft pick with Cameron Carr, another Austin Reaves situation that was lowered down to his very last compound. Then you look at all the other aspects of what's going on here. You're looking at Cameron Carr, who just came in for Rob Pelinka's, part of their dealing. And now you're seeing Rob Pelinka make deals. You know, they got Peter Sutter, who's another Austin Reaves, another guy that's out there. Cameron Carr, somebody who could play right away if you need him to. You know, wiry guy with some length. Came out of Baylor, so you got some tough. And then they got the guy Overreen or whatever. So you got you got yourself a unit that's coming up. Starting to get a little cold, a little raspy voice. Now, when it comes to this and situations that's coming up out of the woodwork or out of the ground, and people just don't understand what's happening, it's a domino effect that many people are not seeing or understanding. And they're like, okay, they got AK Overreen, and that should be good for them. And the Lakers are going to be putting it all together. But the Lakers haven't been known to play their talent under LeBron James. It's hard for anybody to flourish because LeBron has a way of doing things. So he was very upset with the organization. And right after the meeting, he basically days later informs them that he's going to see the medical doctor of the Lakers and said that he's got the sciatica going on, that he's been, knowing him for weeks. And the team knows what it is. They know LeBron is pretty much dogging it right now to just try to prove a point. To start the season, he's going to let Austin Reaves and Luka play to see where it's going. And LeBron is very upset. Now, while LeBron was out, what was going to happen with Bronny. They know LeBron's plan is to play with Bronny and Bryce and have them on the team. They didn't like how LeBron was so arrogant throughout the season when he had Bronny. He gave no appreciation. It was like, whatever, like, you supposed to do this because I want it. And it was very non-appreciative of the opportunity. So it led to more and more problems. And once that became like that situation came to a head with everybody who saw it knew what it was, that kind of created some bad energy there. LeBron used his media pundits to start selling stories. The Lakers are used to it. They know this from LeBron from when he did it prior, and they showed him, hey, we got the media too. And when they start saying, should the Lakers trade LeBron? And they start putting those out in the media, just let him know, like, okay, you want to play that game? We can play it too. You want to keep going? We don't bow down to the media. This is the Lakers. This isn't Cleveland. So once he was, put in his place and everybody got back to the perspectives of their titles, LeBron really didn't like it. Now, Austin Reaves' contract is coming up. LeBron is looking at this situation and he's telling JJ, we can make a move here, but I think Austin needs to come off the bench again. We were doing good when he was coming off the bench, and this was the case. And they said, well, when LeBron comes back, the team is doing really good with Austin in there. Luka's looking great, and they're filling themselves out. And LeBron was like, yeah, that's temporary, but, when the rubber meets the road, we got to go back to what works. And they didn't believe that was true. And LeBron is like, I don't have any fuck-off seasons. I don't have any of those old seasons to fuck around. So if we make a move, I got to go all in. What am I killing myself for? That's his whole thing. Now, they got a disgruntled guy on the team that wasn't getting the ball, who was very upset, and that was leading to other problems, and he did not want to Dalton Connect did not want to work out with Bronny. And on the second unit, those two almost got into a fist fight. They weren't going to fist fight, but it was just a yelling match. Dalton Connect and Bronny James, which ended up cutting Dalton Connect out of the lineup. And Luka didn't think that was fair because it was Bronny's mistake. And Dalton Connect was calling Bronny James out on this mistake and was like, come on, man, like, get your head out your ass. Like, you can't do that in a game. And, Bronny didn't say nothing but, oh, my bad, you're right. He didn't say anything. LeBron didn't appreciate how Dalton Connect talked to Bronny in that situation. He didn't appreciate it at all. So he went and said something, and JJ was reluctant, to say, like, fuck that. I'm not playing with him on the floor. No, fuck that. You don't talk to my son like that. Fuck that. It's bullshit. You blew a play. Fuck it. My bad. It's over. So Brian is really pissed off and was like, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, yeah, he was really upset. So once this was illustrated, all of a sudden Dalton Connect minutes was completely cut and he wasn't even playing. And JJ Redick couldn't even really give him an explanation why. He just stay ready. Just stay ready. That's all he would tell him was just stay ready. Now, this leads to an incident in a game where Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves would refuse to pass the ball to Bronny James when he was on the floor. It was a Bronny James moment. Bronny was in the game, and Luka and LeBron was out. He wasn't playing. Bronny was in the game, and he was wide open. They would take the shot. him and Austin Reaves. They would have 2, 3 guys on them. They would shoot the ball and refuse to give the ball to Bronny James. They were sending a message. And LeBron knew right away what that was. And he was really pissed at Luka for doing that. And they had a meeting and they said, hey, LeBron was pissed. He was like, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. You don't do that. So he went and complained to the high office, everybody. He didn't say shit to Luka and Austin Reaves. Like, wouldn't speak to him, just would look at him like they were crazy. So he complained to Rob Pelinka, and Rich Paul called him, said, Brian ain't happy about that. That's bullshit. JJ, that's bullshit. You better check that shit. So JJ pointed it out in practice saying, hey, we got Bronny right here. He's giving us effort. He's giving us minutes. Trust him with the ball. Trust the guy next to you to make the right decision. So they knew LeBron pushed JJ to do that shit. Luka didn't seem to give a shit, but it affected the team. So when Bron came back, it slowed the team down some. They had a team meeting so they can get past all of the bullshit that was going on with the team. Now, is everybody saying to themselves about Vanderbilt, he wanted Hachimura to get involved more. That was his whole thing. He said, look, man, we got to get this team to where it needs to be. And we're not going to get there with these guys that we got on the team that's not producing. So if you got any other bright ideas, let us know. But it ain't working. So most of these guys were like roster fill-in spots. Like when they brought Lynn in, Lynn was there to do a workout because they had Maxi Kleber on the team with Jackson Hayes, who had to grab Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt tried to fight Gabe Vincent in a practice. And when Jackson Hayes went to grab Vincent, he got hurt. Now, here's the thing. Once again, everybody was saying Vanderbilt was a liability for a lot of the teams, but Gabe Vincent tried to punch Vanderbilt for some type of wild-ass foul. Now, in the course of all of this, Austin Reaves is out there practicing. He's running, doing his routines, and him and LeBron, and it's like, look, man, this ain't got nothing to do with you. I know you're in a contract year. I'm not trying to fuck up your deal, but, we win, that's only going to be better for you. Now, if we're going to beat OKC and those guys, we're going to need you on the second unit. So that's why I'm saying, let us get ours, me and Luka, we're the anchors. So we need, me, DeAndre, Luka, and we got Marcus Smart to come up in there. And us three with Ryu, we get it going, and then you can kick off and anchor that second unit. That's only gonna make us stronger. I mean, that would just make sense, right? He's trying to get Austin Reaves to agree to come off the bench. But they don't want to do that. They don't want Austin Reaves coming off the bench. Austin Reaves is not coming off the bench. So that came from upstairs. JJ said, look, he told LeBron's like, this is from upstairs. Austin Reaves is starting. They want him to start. They like him on the floor. Luka likes him on the floor. That's what it is. So Luka leaves because his girl is having a kid, right? So Luka had left the team. Luka's girl is having a baby. Nobody in the world knows why Luka's gone. He's gone for personal reasons. That's all it was said. Luka's gone for personal reasons, and he'll be back. And the team was reeling or coming back. LeBron is right there after coming back from all of this, right? All of this stuff that was going on. All these people are talking about Luka this and Luka that. We turn around And what do you see? What do you have that's presented in front of you to make it make any type of sense? LeBron does a post-game interview and mentions Luka's going because he's having a baby. Congratulations to Luka. Yeah, the baby, congratulations. He'll probably be back soon, having a kid, congratulations, that's a big thing. No one had ever went public saying that's why Luka was gone. LeBron slipped up and told the whole world Luka Doncic was having a kid and just had a baby. And congratulations. Now, Luka didn't want that news out there, and this is why Luka didn't want the news out there. And this is all I told you, shit that we couldn't talk about because I had to, remain secretive. This is the shit that I'm talking about because Luka Doncic was trying to bring his child over here to the United States, and then they were going to make it like the paperwork, where he would have citizenship in both areas, and bring his kid over and stuff. So they was being real quiet about the pregnancy, all of it. Plus, it was this thing where she left and went to Slovenia to go have the child. She wanted to have the baby in a Slovenian hospital, but that was only part of it. She was never coming back. Luka was in a war now because once she had the baby, Luka was trying to bring her and the baby back to the United States. She wasn't going. And then he was like, well, I'm taking the baby and we're going to the United States. And then the cops had to get involved. Now they all know that Luka's got a kid now. And this is why he's gone. It's all public news. The media is ready to bombard him and ask him questions about his kids, shit that he don't want to deal with the fucking press because all of the shit that just went on because his girl don't want to leave. She wants to stay in Slovenia. She hates it in the United States. She hated to be there in Dallas. She don't want to be there. It's like no Slovenian community for her. So she didn't even want to go with him when he went to Los Angeles. She doesn't like the United States. She wants to get back to her country, to where she's from. So you guys understand this naturally, right? Okay. So I'm not crazy. Now, where did this go wrong, people? I'm going to tell you where all of this goes off the rails. Luka comes back. He's hot about that shit. He wants to confront LeBron. LeBron says, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't know. He kicks that off right there. Like, that's on me. I didn't know the situation. That was my fault. I shouldn't have said shit. And because Luka was upset, he was going to really say some shit to him, but they got through it. They shook hands and they were boys, like we're going to shoot, we're going to play and all this. So all this shit was nice and ready to go. Now, here comes December, right? All of these stories about Austin Reaves might need to go. LeBron James and Rich Paul and Clutch Sports are shopping around for pieces to put on the Lakers. When they told LeBron, they're not, we'll discuss you at the end of the season, but we're not giving you a contract extension. So he's pissed off. He ain't getting a contract extension. And now all hell breaks loose. So he wants to try to win a championship now, and we can got a chance to go get some players. So he was really upset when he was like, we could trade and get Klay Thompson right now. We get Klay Thompson for nothing. Austin Reaves, we're not going to pay Austin Reaves. Anyway, we can get Klay for about 1 or 2 years, and we might have a chance to make a run for the championship. It's Klay Thompson. That's how LeBron is looking at it. Like, this is Klay Thompson. We got a chance to get Klay. So he wanted him to go, but the Lakers kept starting Jake LaRavia, which was pissing LeBron James off. He wanted Ryu Hachimura in the game, and the fact that they kept playing Austin and Jake LaRavia. And when Austin was out, Jake LaRavia got the spot over Dalton Connect. LeBron was pissed because he said, look, no, F that. Marcus Smart needs to start. So they come up with an idea of having Ryu Hachimura come off the bench. They put Marcus Smart in the starting lineup and Jake LaRavia. And they started to play with DeAndre Ayton. And it was just fights after fights after fights. DeAndre Ayton almost fought Vanderbilt, and then he almost fought Jackson Hayes. DeAndre Ayton was like telling LeBron, hey, man, I'm just doing my job, man. What y'all want me to do, I'm going to do. That's it. You tell me what you want me to do, and I'm going to do. They was like fucking rebound. You just quit. Like, he had a game where they could have won. He felt like, if you grab 4 rebounds, we win. And DeAndre Ayton just like, whatever, man. Shit, whatever. Whatever. All right. So that's just how it was. It was just one big war. Everybody was by themselves. Dalton Connect wanted out. He told the organization, trade me. Just trade me, please, anywhere. Nope, they wanted to keep him. No, we think you're going to matter down the road. We want to keep you. Just wait your time. Be impatient. You got to learn patience in the NBA. So Dalton Connect is on the team for no reason. Yep. Then Austin Reaves go on a golfing trip with LeBron James. Thought everything was being cool. They had like a team golfing shit. Luka did not show up. The only person that showed up was LeBron, Austin Reaves, Ryu Hachimura, Marcus Smart, and Jared Vanderbilt. Nobody else showed up. So Austin Reaves beat LeBron James in golf. Bronny was there, of course. Sorry, Bronny was there also. He had no choice. So they beat LeBron and shit in golf. They got to hang out. And then all of a sudden, this streaming guy who was there, they start blaming him and shit started going left. And they were like, what does this even mean? What's going left means? They said, oh, well, this is all going left because LeBron James and everything about LeBron is getting insane. And it was like, well, what are you talking about? LeBron James was pretty much pissed off at how bad Austin Reaves is kicking his ass at golf, that he basically set this thing up where Austin Reaves was following this girl and this guy's acting like him and this girl was together. And Austin was just like keeping in contact with her for like, streaming and all that. They tried to make it like Austin is thirsty for this woman, and they know Austin Reaves has been with this girl and trying to make shit fucked up in his life. Austin didn't appreciate that shit at all. And he just like, I don't know who to blame, how this is going. I'm not giving a shit. I'm just not really fucking with y'all no more on that level. And Luka and Austin was starting to become better and better friends on the team. Those two were getting to be close. They're working out together, and he says, hey, you're going to be my guy, the guy I got to trust out here on this floor, me and you. Like 1 and 2, like we going to be the ones to get it done. Like, I trust you. So Luka was fighting for Austin Reaves all the way down. LeBron's like, we can trade Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves needs to go. He's got Rich Paul doing his damn best impression of a dummy of a puppet. That was the best puppet show I ever seen. I think that, he needs to realize that he's the third option. LeBron the second option. I think Austin Reaves need to go to be the third option. It's like, dude, was in a contract here. What the hell are you talking about? And you're an agent. Like, what? What? Like, so it became more and more insane to have an agent talking like this. And people were shocked and stunned. And I was like, see, told you he was stupid. Now, Jake LaRavia, who they like, when he was with Memphis, and they have the same agent, Aaron Riley, he brought them over. And his thing with Rob Pelinka and what they've told him with the Lakers is basically this. Austin Reaves and Jake LaRavia are going to be part of the Lakers organization. They're going to be looking to bring in more talent that Aaron Riley's going to be providing. And that's that. Like, he likes this guy because he knows how to find good basketball players and talent. Guys who's smart out there on the court. So you want guys like Austin Reaves. Plus, they're white. So that's going to fit. And the Lakers are going to be very much light. You might have one or two black guys on the team, but they're going to be rolling and the new style of playing. So Ryu Hachimura is definitely going to be a player like in his final year of his deal. And we'll see how that goes when the season, takes off, what other moves they make. Now, Marcus Smart, what's going to happen there? You're going to find out Lakers got a lot of moves that they can make and make a lot of noise to get back into the thick. What are you going to do with this DeAndre Ayton, Jackson Hayes situation? Luka wants a big man. He wants a real big man that he can trust. DeAndre Ayton is not a guy he wants on the team at all. And he wants someone like Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford, and by Austin Reaves taking $185 million, they can get Daniel Gafford. Once they didn't make any trades at the All-Star break, before the trade deadline, LeBron was livid. He was almost completely shut down and pissed off that the team did not make any deals to improve so that they can make a run for the championship. The Lakers is like, we're going to make a run, get to the playoffs, make some noise. If we win, we win. But we better win with what we got. We're not spending another dime because you're taking $50 million out. We're not going to grab anybody to just try to help LeBron James get to a finals. We're doing what's best for the Lakers. We're not going to just do crazy deals in the middle of the All-Star break and give away all our draft picks and all our capital. We're trusting the draft and building on the young. We're not going old. So this is that, So if he wants to be old, go to the Warriors right now. They're hanging on to their old dinosaurs. Go play with your drinking buddy. You and Draymond, y'all can drink on the sideline. Yeah, we're drinking Lobo. Start hanging out with LeBron, and then shit start going left. So Austin Reaves was hurt, man, that they were saying that. So they was like, they started putting out a notification like, okay, well then Austin Reaves might leave the Lakers. And then the fans start saying, oh, hell no, we can't lose Austin Reaves. So it's like, well, who are you going to pick, Austin Reaves or LeBron James right now? Who do you think is the better basketball player? Oh, they stuck. But it's Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is a better basketball player right now than LeBron James. I know it hurts for y'all to see that. So now Austin Reaves is the priority. He's young. You're going to let another young talent leave the Lakers and go somewhere else? That'll be on you. You're going to have to bear that. Are you ready for that? Are the people that follow you ready for that? That's what you're going to need to understand. This thing is way bigger than that. So Ryu Hachimura got hurt. And he was playing through an injury. And Austin Reaves had came back. He was playing with a bruised shin. and then he had a leg injury that really wasn't that serious, but they sat him down. They said, okay, they trying to talk about trading you and all of this and putting pressure. Okay, go and have a seat and go and get your leg looked at, and we'll take care of it. So LeBron was pissed, but it's all on him. This is his fault. He put the team in disarray. Nobody but him. He's got no one to blame but himself. LeBron James has been doing the same routine he's been doing ever since he was a rookie in the league. The world has got to realize something. This is it. Nobody's doing this circus dance no more. Like, everybody know what it is. 4 years, 185. He was going to get 4 years, 196. He took a pay cut, took a shave, so that they'll be able to afford. They would be able to afford what's going on and what was going to happen in the future of this situation. Oh, hell yeah. Austin Reeves didn't care. No, 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 no. The Lakers still can go get Walter Kessler, or they can still go get marketing. There's still a lot of pieces on this team that they could keep now because of that extra 10, $11 million pay cut that Austin Reeves took. He didn't have to sign for 185. Like, he could have signed for more money if he wanted to and really put pressure on the Lakers. But because he was willing to go to 185, a lot of people are like 185 for 4 years. That's a good deal for Austin. Because after a couple of years, he'll be able to make a deal, yeah, that would change the entire landscape of the team. Once they was out and Austin Reeves came back to the lineup, that's when they started to show the promise that they should have done all along. So while they keep saying Rob Pelinka doesn't do anything, the man just pulled off an outstanding draft. I give the Lakers an A in the draft department. What they do with it, I don't know. But this year they've done a very good job. Like, if I got drafted, I would hate to go to the Lakers because I feel like their directions is not about developing young talent. So they would have to show now that they're about developing young talent. Their thing is like they give up on young talent and get away from them depending on who the star is. So if LeBron is the star, I'm not trusting. I have no idea what's going to happen with like the majority of these players. I can just tell you what's really going on with certain situations and like, oh, okay, now I get it. Like these directions that people take was just they kind of thirsty. So Nobody else has the real dynamics to it at all. But just to be on the right side of everything moving, I would just tell people keep your head on the swivel, stay alert, stay sharp, and remember these people are all these things that happen behind the scenes is crazy talk. LeBron put himself in a me and Austin Reeves situation, wasn't trying to be a team player. It was all about him, and his ego would not let go of the team. And they basically sat out on him. Luka Doncic could have come back to play. He chose not to come back and play. Yeah, he chose to not come back and play. The Lakers said, shut it down. We're not beating OKC. While we're bringing Luca back, shut it down. They shut him down. Austin Reeves came back, and they let Austin play. But they shut Luca down, saying, we're not going to risk it. We're not going to have Luca gone for this year, this summer, and half of last year because we tried to play him during the injury. That we knew he was already injured. And they was really pissed. The ownership was like, you knew Luca was injured. Don't keep trying to treat it and letting him go. Hell no. Pull him out of the goddamn game. Because we're not beating OKC. Like the Lakers ownership, they knew they weren't beating OKC. A lot of y'all really believe that organizations and teams really think championships. I keep telling you, they're okay with, okay, we made it this far, we made steps. Let's build on this. They really believe that shit. They're not, their whole thing is looking like we're not gonna look stupid and have our player get hurt on the last day, like Halliburton on game 7, playing game 7, coming back after surviving game 6. All he got to do is make it through one game. Then he tears his damn thing out, miss a whole season, and now might be out even longer because he didn't gain so much weight. He might never be the same player again. You see Tatum's all messed up, slow, can't move. Adam Silver has put the team in disarray. And now it's just one of those moments, that people got to deal with now. But we'll see how it goes in the end. Anyway, I'm out. Love, peace, and hair grease. Patreon fans, I'll see you.